Hello everyone in Facebook land. This is Chris Pickard here at Body in Balance in southern Hertfordshire. I'd like to say southern California sometimes. In Hertfordshire, and we are talking about the mind and thinking right, which is part of the magnificent 7 health strategies taught by the functional medicine hero of mine, Dr. Bob Rakowski. Now we're going to let Facebook do its usual stuff, and let's get people here. Let's go through a bit of randomness here as well. Yay, here we go, some random stuff. And ooh, there we go. Right. Okay, so hello Helen. Now, can we see the board? Oh, if I walk away from it, we can. That's good. So today, if you are a My365 member, you know that this week we're talking about purpose. And for a lot of people, finding their purpose is difficult. It is very difficult because they think too much about it in so many ways. And it's really good to actually have something that can narrow down your focus or help you think along those lines. And the not the World Health Organization, the United Nations has come up with 17, I think they're called life purposes. And I'll put a link to this. And then one of my other heroes in life, a guy called Roger James Hamilton, who's created something, who's an amazing entrepreneur, and he's made something called Genius U, or Genius University. And they've come up with what's called the purpose test based on the 17 purposes put forward through the United Nations. And so these 17 areas can help you think about where you might want to go, how you want to contribute, how you want to serve the world. As Pete was saying, you need to serve the world, and that's what Roger James Hamilton is all about as well, as finding how you are going to serve the world, your fellow man and woman, and the planet in general, and how you're going to build trust. You build trust by serving and knowing, and people know and trust you because of the service you provide. Roger Hamilton is very keen on understanding yourself. Above the oracle at Delphi back in ancient times, very famous for saying, know thyself at the top. And that's one of the first things you've got to do in order to really know your purpose. You have to know yourself, first of all, before you can go ahead and you can make a difference in the world and you can do things. And one of the things that Roger Hamilton is always talking about at his conferences, and I've gone every year, since knowing about it, I've gone the past 2 years, talking about cashless society. Now, we know this is already starting to happen in India, and apparently the world powers, they want to get rid of cash for a number of different reasons. Now, of course, a lot of people are saying it's because of control. But if there is no cash, imagine if you woke up tomorrow morning and there was no, and your money couldn't buy anything. I mean, this just happened in India when they wiped out some of the notes that they use. People woke up and they had no money. So what could they do? Well, if you've never built trust with other people, if you haven't got a service, something to provide with other people, something you can give back in some way, then you're going to be stuck. And Roger's always thinking about this. He's thinking, okay, even though he's a millionaire and he's got plenty of money, you know, what would happen if there was no money, if all the money I had was just completely wiped out and worthless tomorrow? Okay, what would you do? How would you survive? And so that's what he's doing worldwide. He is building trust worldwide with what he does. And that's what Pete's doing as well. He is building trust worldwide. I mean, if Pete rang up any of us and asking us for a favor, we would help him because he has built trust with us. So I will put something about the purpose test, but I'm also going to go into about knowing yourself. You may have already done something called a DISC profile, which is a personality test looking at 4 main personality types. Well, Roger Hamilton, being a very interesting man, has actually come up with a new way of looking and analysing and labelling this personality test, because again, this basic 4 personality type test goes back, a couple of thousand years, I believe. But he's updated it, made it much more modern, much more meaningful. And again, I'm going to put a link to the Genius U to sign up as well, and because there's all kinds of stuff within Genius U. There's all kinds of different missions they've got stuff for health now. It's all free. There is paid for stuff as well if you want to like get deeper, but they've got, if you're running your own business, there's I think it's just called the Wealth Dynamics test, or the Wealth Dynamics Spectrum, or the Millionaire Master Plan. There's some free, and it's just really good for getting you on track and getting you to know your numbers, etc. Or there's loads of good stuff in there. So back to personality and knowing yourself. Now, there are 4 basic personality types, and this is as far as the DISC profile goes. Okay, but this is the way that Roger Hamilton puts it together. Now you have the Dynamo type personality, and the Dynamo type personality is all about getting all the ideas and getting things going. So they're great at starting something. I mean, they're always starting lots and lots and lots of things, and they're always having loads and loads and loads of ideas. Okay, and then you have what's called the Blaze type personality, and they're kind of more sort of, they're out there, they're drawing attention to themselves, or drawing attention to other people. They're getting out there and they're being personalities in lots of ways. Okay, then you have Tempos. Blazes are really out there, real people. Tempo, they're a lot more calm. They look at the rhythms. They tend to be it's not so much analytical, but they tend to take their time a lot more about things. And they're different from this guy who's having loads and loads of ideas. These guys maybe will look at the idea and try and do something a little bit more detailed to it. But this is where we come around to Steel. They really are the ultra detail people. They look at all the facts and the figures and the numbers. So over here you have people who are just out there with people, and you have over here still the people who are just great with numbers. Stockbrokers, accountants, the people that are really good for taking a business to the next level once it's all started. And now we all have elements of these personalities, and what Roger Hamilton has done is he's actually put this all together in a flow as well, and you can actually put this into your business, into your life, how you're achieving health, all kinds of things. How you may have an idea and then you sort of follow it through a little bit, and then you take your time and then you have to analyze it. I mean, I can't do anywhere near as job as Roger James Hamilton. You've got to get into the Genius U to really go into it. But what he does, if you're willing to take the next test, and sometimes you can get these tests for free if you get onto his emailing list, is the actual, is it the Wealth Dynamics test? He goes into a bit more detail, and he actually divides this into, you have the pure Dynamo, the pure Blaze, the pure Tempo, the pure Steel. But he goes into, because so many of us are a mixture. Because when I did the test, I mean, I'm a Blaze, but I definitely had a lot of Dynamo. And when I did the more refined test, I've not written that backwards. I wrote a star. There you go. I am a star personality, which basically means I love being here in front of lots of people and talking and getting out there and perhaps shining the light on others as well, which, as you know, I'm here shining the light on my 365. Being a star isn't about being a selfish selfish entertainer. That's all entertainers are selfish, but a lot of entertainer types are stars. Oprah Winfrey is a star because she's a massive personality. She loves getting out there, but she's always shining the light on other people. So I'm a star, and the way you work best is because it's not just all about you, it's about working in teams. And once you know your own basic personality type, you can then work out who you need to best work with in business. And this also could be in life, in partnerships as well, trying to find your partner. So basically, stars don't usually last long with other stars. In fact, no personality type tends to last long in a serious relationship with someone that's their own personality type. It usually tends to be the opposite, that they tend to get on most with long term, because that's the balance. But when it comes to business, stars need someone who's pure tempo in their business, and they also need, up here, this is actually called a mechanic up here. Now, my oldest son is a mechanic when he's done this test, and I'm really looking forward to doing lots of work with him, because he'll be an ideal work partner, and he does a lot of his skills are very different from mine. So I'm looking forward to, as he gets older, for us to doing more stuff together in conquering the world. And this forms a triangle, and a triangle is one of the most stable things that there is. And so this is basically a way of finding the triangles. Once you know your personality, you know who you'll kind of be looking out for to grow your business or to help you in any kind of project you're building. It's fascinating stuff, and there's tons of things in the Genius University. So I will leave that now, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about how to be 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I'm not talking about really, because I don't yet have the chemical formula to turn anyone into Superman or Superwoman. I'm talking about being mentally 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And I will introduce you to, if you haven't already heard about it, something called psycho-cybernetics, which was really the first thing that really interests me about how the mind should work and how you can make yourself much more resilient. So until then, live long and prosper, and please share this with anyone who may be interested, who wants to know more about themselves and wants more control. And please, if you're not in My 365, especially if you're a healthcare practitioner, join My 365, because it's going to be very useful for all your patients. Okay, be well, see you tomorrow.